Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Tuesday, the first day of March 2022, Tuesday of the 8th week of the year, the final day of Winter Ordinary Time. It is Mardi Gras, and so I am decked out in beads. And behind me over here, while I go into the sun, as you can see, our statue of St. Francis also has his party hat on to celebrate Mardi Gras, this last day of Winter Ordinary Time, Lent beginning tomorrow. So coming to you again from the courtyard of our school, the Franciscan school. Just again got completed with morning prayer to be able to begin celebrating this final day of Winter Ordinary Time and Mardi Gras. Our readings for today are good for us to think about because they talk about holiness in the letter of Peter. Again, what is the understanding of holiness, for us? A lot of times we think of holiness as something that divides itself against this life that we live in this world, and this life and its goodness and its wonder is said to, in many ways, diminish into some kind of holiness where everything is perfect, everything is wonderful, everything is terrific, and there's God. And the bad thing about it is that sometimes we create this division between what is holy and what is earthly. We create a division between what is sacred and what is of this earth. We create all kinds of divisions between what is heavenly, what is earthly, and those kinds of things like that. And in doing so, we rob this earth of its wonder and of its goodness, and we turn heaven into some kind of unattainable thing, place where only a few, if any, would ever be able to be welcomed or find a place, because again, if holiness is not making mistakes, if holiness is being perfect beyond such a degree that we could never ever hope to question or wonder or doubt, then in many ways it robs us of our humanity. It robs us of who and what we are. The understanding of holiness is to be able to question and wonder and move ever deeper into the life of God, move ever deeper into what it is to be a part of God's life, to be a part of God's life that we find first and foremost here on this earth in which we live. To be able to be people who understand that concept and that understanding of holiness allows us not to treat holiness as something that is other, but as something that basically all human beings are called to move greater and more deeply into. It is the aspect of what conversion is. It is to open ourselves up always to what it is that we recognize about who and what God can be in our lives, and what we must then be for one another because of that reality and that truth. Peter writes about that and allows his readers to be able to understand more and more about what it is that is our mission on this earth, to embrace this holiness and to live out this holiness that finds its source, that finds its meaning, that finds its core, its identity within this love and this great life of God. Peter's gospel continues, Mark's gospel continues where we left off yesterday with Peter questioning Jesus, about, again, if that rich young man is wrong, and that basically being rich and doing all of the commandments and everything else like that is not enough, and there always has to be something more. He raises that wonderful question, well, then who can be saved, and why should we even bother with this if it just all seems so unattainable? Well, the reality and the truth of it is that God can do anything, and that God can allow people to recognize the holiness and the wonder of life, if we again allow ourselves to be open and vulnerable to what it is that God offers us, and what it is that God shows forth in our lives of what is that glory and wonder that makes us truly human, and that makes us truly people who are able to see more deeply and dare to see more deeply, dare to be more engaged with this world in which we live. That is what God asks of us always, is to be able to try to be people who step deeper and deeper into the wonder and being of what it means to be human, and in that wonder and being of what it means to be human, to be able to encounter the truth of ourselves, and the truth of a God who loves us. And may the Lord give you his peace.